What's that beeping? It's ESA. What is ESA and how to turn it off? Keep on watching to find out. Today's episode is a bit different, and it's about the new mandatory safety systems in cars sold in the European Union. If you're not interested in the why and you want to get straight to the how, skip to the time code here on the screen. I've also put chapters for various car brands in the video description. In 2019, EU lawmakers have agreed on GSR, or General Safety Regulation Package. The goal is noble. It's to boost safety for passengers, pedestrians, cyclists. The new measures are expected to prevent 25,000 deaths and reduce serious injuries by 140,000 by 2038. So far so good, but why does your new car beep at you every time you pull out of your driveway? Among the mandatory systems is ESA, or Intelligent Speed Assistance. Until now, cars equipped with a traffic sign recognition system, they had a visual speed warning. So when you exceeded the speed limit, the speed limit on the dash or on the infotainment system blinked for a couple of times when you exceeded the speed limit. Now, some Lexus models allowed you to set an audible speed warning many years ago, but good luck finding those settings. Fast forward to July 6th, 2022, and all new generations of existing models or new models going on sale after that date must be equipped with ESA, Emergency Lane Assist, Data Event Recorder, Driver Drowsiness and Attention Warning, as well as a few more safety features, some only for trucks and buses. 2 years later, on 7th of July 2024, these systems are mandatory for all new cars sold in the EU. That's why there is a sudden surge in dealer-registered stock. Cars that don't meet the new requirements can no longer be sold as brand new. But something tells me that these cars won't be sitting on dealer lots for long, especially if a given brand makes it difficult to turn the systems off. And why would we turn off these new safety features, you ask? Well, because they're imperfect, and the best example of this is ESA, which is based on traffic sign recognition. Cars often recognize signs from parallel roads, exit ramps, display limits stored in the sat-nav that no longer exist. All the new systems have to be active every time the vehicle is started. But surely, car makers have thought of customers and made it easy for them to turn those systems off, right? Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Here are examples of how to disable ESA in a dozen or so most popular brands. In alphabetical order, the first brand on my list is BMW. Ironically, the first model to feature ESA was the M2. Fortunately, BMW engineers understand that screens don't make cars fun to drive, and in order to ensure the pure driving pleasure, they allow turning ESA off by holding the set button on the steering wheel for a couple of seconds. In sport mode, ESA is turned off by default. I haven't driven the Citroen Space Tourer, but I did visit the showroom and peeked inside an ESA-equipped vehicle. All you have to do is press a physical button next to the central display and then turn off the audible speed alert. I assume this is going to be similar in other Stellantis models. Dacia has a different solution, but just as good as BMW's. There is a personal mode in which you can choose which of the driver assistance systems are to be active and which are not. To activate the personal mode, you have to double tap a button on the dashboard on the left side of the steering wheel. And to make the button easier to find, by default there is a light underneath it, which only goes off when the personal mode is activated. Clearly, no one assumes that ESA will remain active. Honda is a tough case. In both the ZR-V and the CR-V, you have to click through a multi-step menu. In addition, you can only access these settings when the car is in park. I haven't found a menu item that allows you to simply turn off audible notifications. You can only turn off traffic sign recognition completely and then nothing beeps, but you also don't know what the limit is in the area, assuming the system would actually know the correct speed limit. Hyundai took a similar approach, meaning you can disable traffic sign recognition, but at least here you can set one of the programmable buttons to take you straight to the car's safety system settings, and the system can be turned off when the vehicle is already on the move. Hyundai and Kia are sister brands, but Kia has done it better. We have a programmable button that takes us to the safety system settings, but here it is possible to turn off ISA and keep the traffic sign recognition. I had a good chuckle when I realized Kia's press cars are issued with a laminated instruction on how to turn ISA off. Lexus was the first brand where I encountered ISA. It was mid-2023 and hardly anyone had heard of ISA yet. You have to click through the menu on the central display a few steps each time you start the car. You can do it on the move and you keep traffic sign recognition. Mazda took a simple approach. There is a button on the left side of the steering wheel, one click and ISA is off. Thank you. Mercedes uses touchscreens. There is an ISA icon on the top bar of the central display. Just click it and the sound notifications are turned off. Simple. Renault is the same as Dacia. There is a personal mode for settings which you want on or off. 2 clicks on the button on the left side of the steering wheel and you're done. Suzuki, well, this one is indefensible. The onboard computer displayed between the dials is controlled by the info button on the steering wheel or the button within the instrument cluster. You have to select the cruise control view, then long press either of the buttons I mentioned. If you're parked, you'll access a settings menu in which you need to find the sign recognition settings, select warnings and switch from audible and visual to just visual warning. And that's about 20 steps. Toyota doesn't make life easy for us either. There's an instrument cluster view setting from which I can disable ISA in just 14 steps, and I can do it without taking my eyes off the road, because I only have to click OK once, then down 11 times, OK again, and back once. Yes, that's every time you start the vehicle. But there is progress. In the 2023 Prius, the settings menu in which you can disarm ISA was accessible only when the car was in park. In the 2024 CHR, they tweaked the software, so now you can do it on the move. And finally, Volkswagen. On newer models with large displays, it's easy, just 2 clicks. Step 1, click Assist Shortcut button. Step 2, click Speed Limit Warning. On models with older infotainment systems, such as the T-Cross, disabling ISA requires 4 clicks. These are not all brands on the market, of course, but I haven't driven all new cars with ISA since the new regulations were introduced. Also, I don't understand why everyone chose to go down the beeping route, as ISA could have been implemented by haptic feedback through the accelerator pedal. I have a vague memory of some car makers testing it in the past. And what's your experience with ISA? Do you leave it on or turn it off? Is it easy to turn off on your car? Did your dealer inform you about ISA, and was it something that determined your choice of car? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like my sarcastic, down-to-earth and possibly mildly amusing car reviews, join me every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video as it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.